Onimusha, Way of the Sword's protagonist face is modeled after Japanese samurai movie legend Toshiro Mifune. So I seen this article and I thought it was actually pretty dope, especially considering that I did my video yesterday in regards to Onimusha, Way of the Swords gameplay trailer that was released for the state of play. So figuring this information out that this individual that's going to be the main character was actually modeled off of this legendary film actor who apparently had died 28 years ago. I think that's actually really cool, and I think it's awesome to hear that they were able to do something like this. Now this has me curious as to what the future is going to entail when it comes down to video games and being able to have characters based off of actual actors and stuff like that. Now, it's stated that for this individual, they were able to actually get the likeness of him, in regards to them having him part of this game. So I'm wondering if that's kind of gonna be a thing later on in the future. I mean, obviously, I don't want to see that with every single video game that's gonna be coming out, where they're gonna have like a celebrity play the main character. But I feel like if they do something similar to this type of vein, where you're gonna have like a old school samurai type of game, if you were to be able to do something like that kind of similar, like let's say if we were gonna have like an old school western type game in the future, and being able to have someone like Eastwood be the main protagonist and be able to use his likeness, I think that would actually be pretty cool and pretty interesting to see in my opinion. So we'll just go ahead and go over this article right here, and then per usual I'll just go ahead and get my thoughts as we go along. So we got our first look at gameplay of Onimusha Way of the Sword during yesterday's PlayStation State of Play. While the highlight of the trailer was the brutal combat and the sword work, we also got a look at the protagonist, Miyamoto Musashi, a glimpse at his personality as well. Musashi is based off the famous Japanese swordsman of the same name, but it seems that Capcom wasn't just content with that. Musashi's face structure is modeled after legendary Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune, who, in fact, played Musashi in Hiroshi's Inigaki, the samurai trilogy film in the 50s. And just to be clear again, if I pronounced any of that stuff wrong, I do apologize. I'm not necessarily the best when it comes down to Japanese names and phrasing and everything like that, so forgive me. The face of a samurai. The protagonist of this game is a fierce young samurai constantly moving from one bloody and gritty fight to the next, says the Capcom website. Thanks, PC Gamer. To cement this image of a striking samurai, Capcom has turned to none other than the late iconic Japanese samurai movie legend Toshiro Mifune to star as the face model for this rendition of Miyamoto Musashi. And I feel like it really works, especially like when I did my trailer reaction yesterday. There is a scene where he is looking at a bunch of bad guys. I think they're regular people. I don't think they were like the demons that he was fighting. And he has like a real serious face, like, yeah, come on, bring it on. And then he turns around and he's like, oh, gotta go. And he kind of like runs off. But like the way that the character was able to incorporate just that little bit of comedy in that short bit for the trailer, it reminded me of some like Japanese films and kind of the same humor that you would see in those types of like of cinema and those types of films. So the fact that they were able to do that, to me, I thought that was awesome. I thought it was really cool, and to find out that it was actually based off of this actor, I feel like it really works well, and there's probably a big chance that in the 50 years of his career doing acting and everything like that, there probably was a few times where he was able to kind of bring some of that little bit of a comedic tone to it that they were able to incorporate into the trailer, which I thought was awesome. So, it's one thing to feel like a samurai with Onimusha's Way of the Swords, heavy, brutal, and interactive combat, but to do so with the likeness of one of Japan's most legendary samurai actors is sure to be a treat, especially for fans of Kurosawa era movies. And yeah, I mean, I know of Kurosawa's, film streak and like the movies that he had done and everything like that. I've just never actually seen any of them myself, like Seven Samurai and stuff like that. I know that's a good one from what everyone mentions, and it's something to go and watch. But yeah, I just haven't had the opportunity yet just to be able to see all those types of films. So it seems we're in for a samurai showdown with Onimusha Way of the Sword, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and eventually Ghost of Yote, all set to release this year. While Ghost of Yote doesn't have an exact release date as of yet, Sucker Punch has revealed it will launch sometime in 2025. Now, when it comes down to those three, I gotta say, I think Onimusha might be taking the cake, When it comes down to it, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm not sure how that's gonna go down because I know that that game was actually supposed to be released today for Valentine's Day, but there was the whole drawback where they had to postpone the release on it. So I'm not too sure how that's gonna be going because from what I've seen as far as the gameplay and everything like that, it doesn't look like it's gonna be that great as a game. But who knows? I mean, there's a lot of Assassin's Creed fans out there, so it probably could end up doing really well. And then as far as Ghost of Yote, I feel like that game has kind of had a bit of controversy behind it in regards to them not continuing on with Jin's story and the fact that the actress who does I think the face model for the game, there's been some kind of issues going on with her at the moment. So I'm a little bit curious as to where that's going to be going as far as sales and everything like that. But as far as the three games, I feel like Onimusha looks like it's gonna probably be the best in my opinion, just because of the way that the gameplay looks really good. The story seems like it's gonna be something really, really enjoyable to see. And so far, at least, I mean, time will tell, but it doesn't seem like there's really any controversy behind it. So I'm curious as to what's going to happen in that regard, but we'll see. Only time will tell when it comes down to that. So this move doesn't really come as a surprise, as Capcom already has the rights to Mifune's likeness for the Onimusha anime. Although the anime wasn't a big hit, fans have been waiting for the game's revival for a really long time. Hopefully, Way of the Sword will honor the legendary actor in a way that benefits him. Hopefully, man, and that'll be really cool. Is if this game does really well, that it ends up bringing like a lot of fans to try to go watch some of Kurosawa's movies that he was in, or just kind of look into his film career and kind of see what else he was able to participate in and everything like that. So the only unfortunate thing, like it states here, is that the release date doesn't come until 2026. So we are gonna have to wait a year just to be able to actually get the game. From what it looks like as far as the trailer goes, the cutscenes seem really good. It seems like they're pretty much finished. So my guess is more than likely what they're gonna have to be working on is probably the gameplay itself, just to make sure that there's like no bugs, no glitches, nothing like that that's going on with the game in general. So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to this, and I think it'll be really cool to kind of see how this game is gonna come out and what they're gonna be able to do for it. And the fact that they were able to pay this homage to the actor himself, Toshiro Mifune. I think that's awesome. I feel like that's awesome. I feel like that's really cool, and I like to be able to see more of that if we could in regards to legendary actors and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting to kind of see. Again, I don't want to see it with every game that's going to be coming out, but every once in a while, if we can get something kind of similar in this vein, I think that would be actually awesome to see. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Do you guys think it's pretty cool that they were able to kind of take this likeness from him, as well as the fact that if there are any Japanese fans of like Kurosawa films and just Japanese culture in general and kind of are familiar with this individual and what he's been able to do. Do you guys think that this is a good move on their part? So if you guys can let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.